Good morning, everybody. Glad to be back after a couple of weeks of vacation here. I just want to give you a brief update on the ReBuild campaign. I don't know if you guys realize it or not, but we're almost complete with the ReBuild campaign. It's been over 2.5 years now. We have about 4 months left, and we're in the home stretch here. So you can see our chart for the last 3 months or so. We're a little down from where we'd like to be, but we're still there. And if you go to the next slide, you can see we're just this far away from hitting $1 million. And so I think that's a huge milestone for everybody. We have about $280,000 left to go. We are a little behind at this point where we would hope to be, about $100,000 behind, but I think we'll close the gap before it's all said and done. If you go on to the next slide. So this is my attempt to try to explain to you where are we at in the bigger picture. You can see of those, of all the commitments, about 1/3 of them have already been completed. So that's good news. And on top of that, not only have they been completed, but those folks have actually given more than they had committed to, about $30,000 more, so that's a good thing. The next third is basically on pace to finish where they committed, which is good, so they're right on the money. And then we have about 1/3 that are lagging a bit. So those gifts may come in a little bit later, things have changed or whatever in their lives, and they're lagging a little bit. And then we have 54 folks who didn't make a commitment, but together they've committed to us $90,000. So that's a huge boost right there. So you can see in the end, we're about $280,000 short of our goal. We have about 4 months to finish it. The campaign will officially end at the end of November. It's likely at that point we will take our construction loan for building this building, and we'll turn it into a mortgage at that point. And it looks like it's going to be, depending on where the giving comes in the last 4 months or so, about $750,000 or $800,000, somewhere in that range. So that's kind of where we stand with that at the moment. And then obviously we would like everybody to go ahead and try to finish out their commitments by November. We'll have some debt we'll have to pay down before we can do anything else, before we can start a phase 2. So we'll have to deal with that at that point. Go ahead to the next slide. And then I mentioned this last time I was up here, but we're going to have $1 million celebration in September. We have set the date. It's going to be September the 17th. I talked to Herb yesterday. Herb's going to be here to preach that day, so it ought to be an exciting day. We're going to have a waffle breakfast downstairs for everybody to kind of celebrate this church's faithfulness to the cause here. And then also, we've been working behind the scenes for some time on what phase 2 might look like. So we'd like to show you those phase 2 drawings at that point in time to get any feedback you guys might have and get you thinking about that. So that'll all happen September the 17th. So thank you very much for all your support.